Woodland Bowl in Indianapolis, Indiana, home of the World Bowling Tour Finals presented by the PBA. It's our men's championship match featuring the #1 seed, Dom Barrett. And we haven't seen him win, but he did in 2012 for a major at the World Championship.
Yeah, his first major came down to the 10th frame. Remember, he thought the score was different. Got the first hit. He actually needed 2. He got real excited after the first one. He needed pins after that. Thankful he came back with a great shot after it, and he gets to hoist the hardware. Let's go down to the floor in Kimberly.
Thanks, guys. I'm actually joined with the #1 seed, Dom Barrett. Now, Dom, you know, a lot of the players have told me before that arguably you are one of the hottest players on tour right now. You just missed making the TOC, and the last 3 shows you've been on, you've gotten second. So what do you have to do today to just get over that hump to take home a win?
Yeah, that's a good question. I think I've done a lot of stuff right in the shows I've made, and I think I'm just going to continue to do that. I've had some success early, and I think that evens out when you get on TV. So I think I've been through the seconds now, and I'm ready for another win.
And thank you so much, and I wish you good luck today.
Thank you. Thanks.
Guys, back to you.
He's got great eyebrows.
He does indeed.
Those things are manicured perfectly.
And he has the PBA record for highest bounce when spiking a rosin bag after that 2012 World Championship win. And then he cleaned up the count for the official victory. Mike Fagan, the #3 overall on the World Bowling Tour points list, takes the points leader on for the World Bowling Tour Championship. And the crown of best bowler on the planet. Fagan getting right back into the saddle in pro competition with that strike to defeat Belmonte. Now opening shot of the championship match is a 10-pin using the world scoring system. 9 + 10 would be 19.
Fagan only missing the pocket once thus far, and almost a pocket 7-10. We're going to see Dom Barrett play the lanes a little bit different, though.
9 count, 10 for the spare using the world scoring. That's 19 in the complete first frame for Mike Fagan, 30 for a strike, 10 plus pinfall for the spare, and the open frame results in just that pinfall. And now opening shot for Dom Barrett. He's 30 out of Colchester, England. 4 tour titles, 6 years on tour, and the 3-time World Bowling Writers Bowler of the Year. And his opening pitch. Powerful strike for Barrett.
Heavy rolling, and that ball went through the pins real hard. Dom Barrett reminds me a lot of Wes Malott. Smaller frame, you know, not that big body. Wes Malott's a big man, but this is the mini-me of Wes Malott, in my opinion. Great release. A lot of the same fundamentals, the swing, but that beautiful release at the bottom, that's the moneymaker. As we take a look at the World Bowling Tour scoring, a 10-frame match, no extra shots in the 10th frame. A strike's 30, a spare's 10 plus whatever you knock down.
10 still a 300 game, which is possible for Barrett. 30 plus 30 equals 60 complete through 2 using world scoring. Mike Fagan, not uncomfortable playing the role of underdog. Taking out the 3-time player of the year, now facing Dom Barrett. Mixing strike. 30, world score, 49 through 2 for Fagan.
He's been in that swish zone all day. Needs to find a way to strike more. The king of swing. That wrist that's inverted at the top, recovers, gets his hand back underneath it at the bottom. And wife Emily here in the crowd today, showing her appreciation for Mike in that last strike.
And her motivation. Emily motivates Mike to get better. And interesting to note that Mike's international background was the key to his acceptance in the Haas School of Business, currently studying at Cal Berkeley. All of the international experience around the world as a professional bowler. 3rd frame. 10.
making good shots. Just went light that one ball the last game, but this is a really nice shot. Straight up about the 8th board, rolling up into the pocket, and vicious ring and 10. Wondering why he's blowing in the thumb hole. What happens is the heat out of his lungs creates a little bit of moisture in that thumb hole and just gives him a little bit better feel and grip on that ball. Does it on the strike ball as well. You know, some players do that and it becomes habit. It's all feel and what they like to feel inside that thumb hole.
World score of 68 complete, 3 frames, and Dom Barrett taking the next step, a key, as Barrett with the Optimus in his arsenal.
Imagine you blowing your breath on a mirror, right? That's kind of what they're doing in that thumb hole. I used to do it a lot.
Just enough.
Yeah, just enough to give it a little tacky feel. Then I just started using rosin.
Splits the 8 to 9 Barrett, 30, 60, 90 world score.
Let's take a look at our track TikTok involving Dom Barrett's release, folks. Those of you at home that think you have to turn your hand around the side of the bowling ball to get it to curve, well, take a look where Dom Barrett's fingers are. You can see he's tucking the pinky right there, and those fingers are behind. And look at that ball roll. That's what makes the ball adhere to the lane surface, and all it is a quarter turn at release to get that ball to curve.
Perfect through 3. Barrett, 4th frame.
Dom Barrett, another player among many out here on the PBA Tour that have gone to 16 pounds.
And that's our first world Hambo. Fagan loves traveling the world. He loves visiting Japan and Tokyo. Emily and Mike got to go to Paris, and they really enjoyed the history and the culture and the mix of the ancient as well as the new and the pop culture. Part of traveling on the World Bowling Tour. 4th frame.
Wow. There's a nice break.
Next Sunday, the Stars turn out in force as 9-time NBA All-Star Chris Paul hosts the 2016 Chris Paul PBA Celebrity Invitational. Among those scheduled to appear, Terrell Owens, Hope Solo, C.J. Anderson from the Super Bowl champion Denver Broncos next Sunday. CP3 on ESPN at 1 Eastern.
Chris Hardwick's going to be there. Can't wait to see him. He's always a blast to hang out with.
A little before midnight with Hardwick. And Messenger misses the 10.
So that's the story of this match thus far through 5 frames, is the pin carry. Although Dom Barrett has high flushed 4 shots in a row. Look at this Messenger. Looked like it was on its way to take the 10 out. So it's a 10 pin in the first, a 10 pin in the third, and a 10 pin in the 5th for Mike Fagan.
Spare means 10 plus count 9, 9 for 19 under the world scoring format. 117 completed 5th frame for Mike Fagan. Dom Barrett likes to try to gain advantages over those with more power, and he feels that creativity, Randy, the best part of his game as we look at the top finishes on the World Bowling Tour. How is creativity a part of Dom's game?
Well, he's able to visualize and see ball motion on the lanes, and then he kind of gets that in his mindset and then just basically dictates how he wants the ball to come out of his hand to replicate that. He's very creative. He's a very visual guy, and you know, obviously you have to have the athleticism and the tools in the box to back that up. Dom has that.
And then he also then takes his versatility added to that creativity.
Yeah, and again, it's all, you know, it's the complete package. It's what creates champions out here, and it's what creates world champions. Right now, Dom Barrett, perfect through 5 frames. By the way, the last shot had just a hint of filth on it.
Dom's goal is to pick the right time and the right tool and execute. And he executes in the 6, another 30-pin frame. All Dom Barrett, 6 consecutive strikes. Barrett in command as the World Bowling Tour will crown its men's champion when we return to Woodland Bowl. Jerseys that are available exclusively at PBA.com. The jerseys are made from high-performance fabric and can be customized for each person or team. Head to PBA.com today and get started. Just click the custom jersey link to get started. And before we get back to action, Kimberly Pressler is laneside with the 3-time PBA Player of the Year.
I am, Mike. Thanks so much. Jason, thank you so much for taking the time and talking with me right now. So why don't you walk me through what happened in the 10th?
Yeah, I don't like these conversations, Kimberly. I'm having them way too often with you. But look, you know, I just wanted to try and get the ball to get a little further to the right. And, you know, I just kind of went through the swing a little too quick. It got to my release point a little bit too fast, and it just changed the launch angle a little bit. So instead of shooting off to the right, it kind of went up the lane a little too much. I was really hoping for a 4-pin, and then I saw the 10-pin standing with it. Yeah, no good.
No good at all. But despite the loss, how fun was it going up against Mike, your friend, who you haven't had a chance to do that with in a while?
No, I liked it better when he was retired. And I think he should, Mike, retire for good. Okay? Stop beating me.
Jason, thank you so much for being a good sport. Guys, back to you.
Thanks, Kimberly. Mike Fagan reaching the championship. He has reached a crossroads in his career, and he's taking time out to study in business school at the Haas School of Business at UC Berkeley in pursuit of his MBA. 3-time All-American at St. John's, college grad, looking to extend his collegiate career. And back in competition and in a hole, 6th frame using world scoring. 30 pins would make 147. Sorely needed, and that is the result. World score of 147 complete for Fagan.
Well, he was tired of going light, so he went to a stronger ball, and that one faced up nicely for a little high flush action.
Fagan trails by 33, and another look.
Big high backswing, but it's such a beautiful backswing in that it's in line. Just a little bit to the outside, drops the inside on the way down, helps keep the hand and the elbow in. Just all about being in position.
As Fagan pursues his MBA, he has now looked differently upon his 14 years as a pro bowler, and looking back on his 2 years qualifying for World Bowling Points, just enjoying those 2 years just a little bit more, and a little bit more time to complete his frame in the 7th.
Well, the NBA is nice, but right now he needs to recall his DNA from when he used to bowl a lot on TV and win. He is just a couple of frames away from taking this title down, but the only way this is going to happen is by him striking out.
Seventh frame, perfect strike plus 30 in the complete frame. World score 177 through 7 for Fagan.
And you could see the stronger bowling ball sucking up to the pocket much sooner. Last 2 shots are any indication whatsoever about the ball change. Right now it looks perfect.
$10,000 bonus for a perfect game is in effect for the world scoring. In other words, be the first time that a 10-strike perfect game would pay off. 7th frame for Barrett. Six stops the 10.
Anytime you see that motion, that type of pin action when you're right-handed, boy, if you could bottle that up and sell it, you'd make a fortune. Watch the 6-spin go to the sidewall for Dom Barrett. Bang. I mean, this is quick, too. This is just the 6. Just giving a little high karate to the 10-pin. Perfect through 7. 3 more strikes. Frames 8, 9, and 10. Remember, only 1 ball in the 10th frame under the new World Bowling Tour scoring system. He is 3 strikes away for $10,000 and this championship.
Barrett drills it straight back, no doubt strike in the 8th. Perfect through 8, world score 240.
Making it look pretty easy. And that's what a top professional does when they're clicking on all cylinders. Dom Barrett's got a lot of power. He's got a great game. does all the right things, and when he gets the right ball in his hand and executes, he's as good as anybody on this tour.
Non-title event here at the World Bowling Tour, as the perfect game would pay off in the bonus but not be officially recognized, and a non-title event for Barrett. But first, Fagan in the 8th. Hicks in 10.
Oh well, fun while it lasted.
Right now, max score for Mike Fagan, 256. Dom Barrett needs 9-9. That'll put him at 258. But there's bigger fish to fry, Mike J. Strike in the 9th, strike in the 10th, 10,000 bucks. He's buying. Everybody's happy.
Grand per strike, the world score, where 300 is still a perfect game, just requiring 10 strikes. Barrett, 9th frame. World Bowling Tour Men's Championship within reach.
And he's got 9! That 16-pounder with all that power sure goes through the pins hard, doesn't it?
So a world score situation, a perfect game. Normally you'd have to do that 3 times an attempt, but under these circumstances, just one more strike from perfection.
Well, he's won this championship, and he's just 1 strike away from another bonus. Be fun to watch this thing knock all 10 down.
Dom Barrett is your World Bowling Tour Men's Champion, defeating Mike Fagan. 9 strikes in a row, world scoring system, $10,000 bonus for the 10th. There it is, perfect! 10 goes down, 10 grand! Men's World Bowling Tour Champion, Barrett in style.
That's 10 grand if you didn't know.
Not throwing the other 2 anyway?
He didn't know it. He does now. $10,000 bonus.
Thanks, Roger.
On top of 20,000. And the World Bowling Tour Men's Champion is England's Dom Barrett.
2 years, man. You deserve it.
Thank you. Thanks.
Great to see Mike Fagan back on the lanes, and Dom Barrett 10 times for 10 grand, the first world score of 300. Kimberly Pressler catches up with our champion when we come back. The first perfect game using world scoring, 300 for Dom Barrett, and he claims the title of world's best bowler in the World Bowling Tour Men's Championship. Time now for the Geico Championship recap, Randy.
And starting with the ladies, Danielle McEwen got off to a nice start, kept it in 3-bagger, 3rd, 4th, and 5th frame. She wins the ladies championship, 256-243 over Titan Kelly Kulick. Then in the men's matchup that you just witnessed, Dom Barrett, perfect. 10 strikes in a row. In the new World Bowling Tour scoring system, 10 is all you need for perfection. Dom Barrett wins the title, 300 to 256. Now let's go down to the lanes and Kimberly.
Thanks, guys. And Tom Clark, I think you have a little something for Dom.
Thanks, Kim. Congratulations, Dom. You got to love this new scoring system. 10 strikes, you still bowl the first 300 using the World Bowling scoring system, and that's still worth a bonus of $10,000 from the PBA, so congratulations. Awesome. Awesome bowl.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I like the scoring system. Haven't missed on it yet. Pretty cool. Thank you very much. That's great.
So, Dom, you bowled a perfect 300 game, got yourself $10,000. How much do you like this new scoring system?
Yeah, it's a little bit different. I understand the reasons behind it, and you know, as long as we get to bowl on the biggest stage, which is on tour and on PBA and on the World Bowling Tour, then I think that's great for bowling, and I couldn't be happy to win this event.
Well, it's got to be pretty exhilarating when everything matches up and you just bowl like that. Walk us through the actual match.
Well, you know, I had the practice before, and I just wanted to come out and enjoy myself. My friends are here. They've kind of started to wear suits and make the night of it, and I just kind of got in the atmosphere a little bit and try to enjoy myself as much as possible. Taking it serious, obviously, because we're still bowling for a title, and it's been a long 2 years building up to this. So, but just have a little bit of fun and enjoy myself. And as you can see from the scores and the ball reaction, the lane conditions weren't too challenging, really, and it's a great bowling centre here. But we managed to make the most of it, and yeah, couldn't be happier.
Now, we talked about it earlier in the show that it's been a little bit since you've been in the winner's circle here in the United States, because you have won internationally. What's it like to be back?
You know, it's great. You know, I said before that I just had to keep bowling good because I've been bowling pretty well on TV, and eventually it's going to work out, and yeah, happened today, so it's great.
Well, Dom, congratulations on winning the WBT Championship.
Congratulations to Dom Barrett, World Bowling Tour Men's Champion, and a little extra, 10 grand for the first world score of 300. Our next telecast of the PBA Tour will be the Chris Paul PBA Celebrity Invitational. Chris Paul and friends, next Sunday at 1 Eastern. The best bowlers in the world around the world in 720 days. 2 years on the World Bowling Tour, and Danielle McEwen with Dom Barrett claim the World Bowling Tour women's and men's titles. For Randy Peterson and Kimberly Pressler, this is Mike Jakubowski. So long from Woodland Bowl. Next up, CP3.